a client asking for 100% uptime.
Oh.
I knew that was the exact response you're going to have, because this is something that's happened to us. This is from us. We've had someone saying 100% uptime, like even with like migrations, got to have 100% uptime.
Oh yeah. Like we've had issues where we've had clients go like, we need the whole infrastructure moved, the whole, like, you're moving hosts, which is, a big deal and a small deal, depending on a big or small deal, I should say, depending on your setup, whatever, right? Takes a while, this and that. You got to choose the right host and whatever. And then there's other types of migrations, of course, like maybe you're just moving like an intranet site, or maybe you're moving just the company's Exchange server or something. And like there's going to be, generally speaking, there's going to be downtime with stuff. Here's the thing. We're web developers, so, we can kind of zone in on like website and web app uptime. And I have this like huge issue where people are just assuming that I'm ready at all times to answer them. And I was thinking to myself the other day, I was like, when we were in lockdown, like COVID lockdown, which we're not in currently as of recording this, when we were in COVID lockdown, it was kind of ridiculous to assume that I would always be ready to answer and help, but it wouldn't be ridiculous. It was less ridiculous because I was like around, right? Kicking around the house, maybe I got my phone on me, whatever. But it's still ridiculous to assume I'm just going to be working all the time. Now that we're like opening a little bit here, it's really ridiculous to assume that I'm literally just going to be available. Like the other day I went to Niagara Falls. Am I supposed to bring a laptop with me to Niagara Falls and then have my phone there and have it ring and be ready? Like have it in a holster, like a phone holster, and have my phone, have my laptop in a messenger bag and be like, okay, we got 3 clients. They got a few hundred people in their web app. I'm ready to rock here. They go down. I'm ready. I got all my backups. I got all my, like, what are we doing? What are we as people doing if that's what we assume is going to happen?
Well, because the worst thing is, sorry to interrupt, but the worst thing is that they're assuming this without actually like paying for that service.
That's what I was about to say is we didn't advertise this. We didn't tell them we were going to do this, and they know that they're coming to a small company with a few people. They know what's going to happen. There's going to be issues. And yet, like, I remember the one time I've told people, like, I'm off on weekends, and it's sort of like, what do you mean you don't answer on weekends? And I was thinking to myself again, I was like, is it ridiculous for me to make, like, a weekend plan where I'm, like, out of town for 2 days? I don't think so. But professionally, I guess it's kind of ridiculous. Like, maybe I should just stay home and just in case? Like, is that what I'm supposed to do? And I think a lot of people do that. Even if I'm not going out of town, like, it doesn't have to be that. Like, if I need some downtime and I just want to play some video games, as you know I do, like, I need that downtime. I can't be always at the ready, because then I'm never actually leaving. And the issue is like, in your own brain, you think, okay, like, let's say it's a web app that, I don't know, processes tickets, like it sells tickets to some event. It goes down on Friday night. You've already put your phone down, your work phone. Put your phone down. Now it's down for 2 days. They're going to be freaking the hell out, and that's pretty bad. But like, are they paying you for the support during the weekend? No. So like what? Like, unless they are, of course, if you have a 100% uptime policy, which don't do that. But if you do, then of course, if you say you're available all the time, then of course be available. But we don't say that. And people just think like, oh, it's okay. So it's like, oh, okay. So I'm an hour away, 2 hours away on like a day trip or something. I'm supposed to like run home now. Like, oh my God, this ticket software is down. Oh my God. And just like run. And the worst part is if you see the email, at least I panic, full panic, start sweating, freaking the hell out. And I'm at this like weird stage in my career where like I'm doing this right now. Like I'm always scared of something going down. Just like scared the whole time. Which isn't good. I realize that's not good, but I think it's due to stuff like this where people are just like, yeah, it should just be up. Like I remember one time embedded links went down in Webflow and I was contacted immediately and it was like a huge thing. And it was like, well, I can't even be the one that fixes it. Like Webflow's got to fix it. Like it's there that like, it's just one of these things where like you don't realize it. I think, IT people, they assume, there's going to be shifts and coverage and things got to remain up as long as they can. Not 100%, because that's not possible. They need to be as close to 100% as you can, of course. even hosts go down, right? All this. And hosts have 24/7 teams where generally they're scheduled shifts, 12-hour shifts or 8 hours or whatever, and this and that. But like you come to a small team and you expect 100% uptime. I mean, you're going to have to pay for that. Like you have to pay the wage of the person that's sitting there all the time, 24/7, waiting to answer your message. You have to pay them because it's not just, oh, well, you could have just been watching TV. Yeah, watching TV, but at the ready. Like, I'm never unplugged. You have to pay for me to be plugged in.
Yep.
And
people don't get that.
Upfront.
We're very upfront with our like SLA, with our service agreement. It's not 100% in any way, shape, or form, and we still get these issues. And like, I like to be nice. Like, we're nice about it. Like, sorry, Matt is super nice about it. I'm super nice about it. Like, we're very understanding. We're very reasonable. Sometimes we do answer in the off hours. Like, we're flexible. But in times like Matt's saying, where he's in Niagara Falls or he's on vacation somewhere and I'm on vacation and stuff like that, there is something in the service agreement saying like, hey, we have like a 24 to 48 hour SLA. Like, you're not paying for the service for anything greater than that. There's something in there. And sometimes you just gotta be like, hey, Google goes down. Like, it's unfortunate, but like, here's some examples. Like, like, we're not Google. Like, we're not a multi-billion-dollar company, and they go down.
And I've told people that. I have said, like, people will be like, we need 100% uptime, and I tell them Google goes down, and they will literally come back to me verbatim and say irrelevant, not irrelevant, actually.
Yeah.
And if you try, and I've tried, and I've stopped doing this with people, I'll try to explain, because we try to be kind of blunt. And I've been pulling a lot of technical like talk out of what I tell the customers, because I used to just tell them what's going on at like a non-jargony technical way to explain it. Now I just kind of take the tech out or like kind of remove a bunch of that, because I would try to tell them like there's like literally, you know, data centers and this and that and the other thing. And I would explain it in a way that was like pretty simple. And I would say like, if some guy, you know, or some random data center, has like a random problem, some guy trips on a cable and it pulls out a major switch, or the DNS in Canada is having issues. What am I supposed to do about that? Get out there with a WiMAX antenna and like climb to the top of my tree outside and then like put that up there and then like hit like the Starlink satellite. Hopefully that's a redundant. Like, what am I doing? Like, what are you expecting? And people, I love the one thing. I had an issue the other week where people were saying there was a DNS issue where it was already being addressed. And we had client emails coming in that were like, we need to do this immediately. Like, we need to do this now. And we want to do it now. It's like, okay. And like, I get it. Like, people get mad. They're like, well, I'm paying for this and that. But like, I get mad if my internet goes out. I get mad about this. I do. But I get mad and then I don't really like call them. I'm not going to, unless I was like, hey, it's been down for like 6 hours. What's going on here? Or if it's like going up and down, it's like, oh, maybe the line's screwed up or something. Like, I can kind of do it. But like, my internet went down over the weekend and I just waited and it came back and that was it. Like, then it just, you know, that was the end of it. But some people will just immediately be like, we need this now. It's like, do you realize that like, it's not magic that's powering this thing? Like, your phone in your pocket, every time you take it out of your pocket to unlock it, it might break. Are you going to freak out on Samsung? Maybe. But like, you have to realize that there's a potential that phone might not unlock today, tomorrow, 4 times. Like, your fourth unlock of the day, your phone might be bricked, toasted. That's it. It's over. But people just think that everything's just like, oh yeah, like whatever. I can't be at the ready, and I'm trying to get better at that. Like, I'm gonna like have a heart attack. Like, seriously, I'm gonna have a heart attack with some of these things.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that covers it pretty well. Like, it's one of those things that you shouldn't guarantee, and if you get something close to it, you should definitely be prepared for customers, like Matt's saying. If you're going to be receiving calls, 3 a.m. because their small business website is down and Jimbo down the street can't access the plumbing utilities that they need online at 3 a.m. and they make a big deal about it and stuff like that, you're going to need to answer. You're going to need to have an answer for that. So again, having it in your SLA, your service agreement, having it very clearly stated that you don't answer the phone after a certain period, and then respecting your own boundaries too, right? Being flexible, but also being very blunt. Like, if you are flexible, tell them that you're being flexible at this point. Like, usually you wouldn't answer, but you are answering right now.